Okay, good evening. It is September 3rd, 2021. My name is Debbie Davis, and I am doing a video tonight. I just wanted to kind of clarify some things from a couple other videos ago, and then talk about a couple new things. And I wanted to clarify because I got some flack for the last video. I was talking about the Masons and how the secret societies started, and that's from the research that I did, where the original Knights Templars were chosen because of their bloodline or by marriage. So if you haven't seen my last video, I was talking about that, but I wanted to clarify because because some people were, I know that not all Masons are bad. I understand that. I understand that, like, on the lower levels, they're more of just a brotherhood. But where they start to get bad, is my understanding, is on the upper levels, like the 31 to 33s. Where they're involved in really a lot of the bad things. Like we're talking about the trafficking, child trafficking and stuff on the higher levels, is what the Masons are involved in. And so, but I'm not, and I know that some people are not, I know that not everybody, even, some people are just born into being a Mason, because your father or grandfather or whatever. So I understand that part too. So I wanted to clarify that I'm not against all Masons or anything like that. Like, I'm not trying to start some kind of war with all the Masons. I just am doing this research, and I wanted people to understand that is one of the reasons why Trump has been so prosecuted, is because he's actually in a certain bloodline that was the original royal bloodline. And that's one of the reasons why they're just, freaking out so bad, because it's like a whole, 700 and some years have gone by where these truths we've been lied to about this kind of thing. So, excuse me. But I am also when I did the video a couple videos ago about when I was talking about woke military, because I some people think woke means politically correct, and when I was talking about a woke military, I was just talking about being aware of what you the orders that you're being given, and not just blindly following orders, like making sure you understand what you're being told to do. So because I had for people who don't know my story, I'm a military whistleblower, and I had some of the worst leadership that I've ever seen in any kind of job I've ever had in the military. It's just at the higher levels it got so bad, especially under Obama. And that's if you weren't in and you didn't, it was you're starting to see now with this General Milley and the other general, they're kind of exposing themselves how truly corrupt they are, and this is what Trump walked into. Everything was corrupted, like so bad you can't possibly imagine. He walked into, if you don't remember, fact check some of the stuff of what he walked into with Obama after Obama. He had to put a stop payment on a $221 million check or transfer that Obama tried to do before he left office to Palestine, and that was John Kerry was involved in that. He had to stop that, otherwise we would have. Obama, like the very last day or something that he was in office, he tried to sneak $221 million to Palestine. Okay, this is what Trump walked into. He stopped that, and he stopped, and then Obama had transferred $1.7 billion in cash to Iran for that crazy Iran deal. Like, you're giving money to Iran, who wants America nuked. Yeah, good plan, Obama. Like, how could you not know? I just don't know if people they're not, I do research and I listen to I've been paying attention. I have the gift of discernment. So I've been paying attention and following things, you know, and I don't know if, but all you got to do is fact check what I'm saying here, just, you know, with different sources and stuff. I mean, and, but I've been following these type of things that were happening the whole Trump administration, and doing my research on Obama. I never got a good feeling about Obama from when he was first running, you know, because he would never explain. He'd always say, like, hope, I want to bring hope and change. Okay, but he would never, like, exaggerate on what exactly he was going to do. Like, anytime he was interviewed, he would never expand anything more than just, like, he wants to be the first black president, you know, he's going to help the blacks. And he didn't do anything for the blacks. He made everything worse. So, I mean, try to remember, you know, what happened there under this guy, and also what Trump walked into, and how, like, this is why Juan O Savin is saying, you know, they're just, like, one of the things that's preventing things from moving forward faster is that people truly just cannot grasp, like, how bad it is here, like what we're up against here, how truly bad it got, and how people in this country have allowed things to get so bad, and they're waiting for, like, the general public to wake up enough where they can, like, you know, do more steps, more action steps, because people are still just like, they just can't grasp. Well, it's the media's fault, because the media has been lying to people, because the media is owned by the Rothschild syndicate and the Soros, and they're keeping you, they've been telling you lies for years. So people that just watch certain news, you know, you just have a hard time grasping that you've been lied to for this long. But, you know, you have people at the top. You know, what I figured out, because I became part of this targeted individual program when I became an accidental whistleblower, and there's people at the very top of this country that will go after you, and it at the very top is, like, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, and the CIA, and they are involved in they own the media, so they're only going to tell you what they want you to know. And so that's why it's been so hard for people to grasp that they've been lied to for so long. It's the same evil people that did all behind Obama, and it's these Rothschilds and the Soros, Rockefellers. It's the Illuminati people, and they're behind all of these horrible things that have happened. So I did a video on this before about when I finally figured out who it was that was after me. It was called I finally figured out that there's a program called a targeted individual program, that is because, you know, after I became a whistleblower, I you know, here I uncover a crime. It turned out to be true. I found $2.7 million. If I uncovered some embezzlement scandal at a military base, it turned out to be true. Not only was I not commended for my actions, but that I was illegally forced out of the military. I was literally pushed into a room. I got no medical. I had no board, no Army board or anything. I was literally forced out and given the option of get out, or, you know, it's going to go bad for you, you know, like, there was nobody, there was no agency of any kind to help whistleblowers, and no agency could help me. Nobody could do anything for me. So I just took the honorable discharge and just got out, you know, with my life. But I didn't do anything wrong. In fact, I did something right. So, you know, but this is what these people do, you know, because I had touched on a very touchy thing that apparently had been going on in Arizona for years, you know, as we're having these problems in Arizona with the audit and everything. The corruption in Arizona was off the charts, you know, unbelievable, you know, so, but I had done this video before about showing these charts. So here's kind of a better picture of it. This is the program that they put me on for becoming a accident. I wasn't even, it's not like I was purposely trying to create problems at a military base. You just end up accidentally seeing something and you get put on this list. And there's other soldiers that are on this list. If they think you know too much, you're on this list. You're on this list. It involves CIA, Denver, and then it involves the Department, it involved the Department of Homeland Security, FBI. The FBI's, a lot of them are very corrupt. And then it involves something called gang stalking. So I noticed that I always had to, like, you know, sometimes, like, I don't know how many it is exactly that gang stalk you. Sometimes between, you know, they go in a group and they start literally gang stalking you. You get surveilled all the time. They see who you're talking to, who you're around. The one guy, they moved in right next to me in an apartment. So, and they were spying. They had this spy equipment next door, trying to listen, because they were trying to figure out how much I knew, or you know, what exactly I might have seen at that base besides anything more that I already, you know, turned in just about the embezzlement thing. And they were constantly trying to figure out if I knew anything more than what I did, I think. So, but I really didn't know anything more than that. So I think that's what kept me alive, is because, you know, I was, you know, but I mean, the way they came after me was like, and for all these years now, they still haven't come out. They still haven't stopped. It's the same people that are after President Trump. It's this targeted individual program. And I believe this program is also the one that was after the whole Kennedy bloodline too, because their whole bloodline got targeted. So this is called a targeted individual program. Okay, then it involves these Shriver Air Force Base. It involves these fusion centers. So the fusion centers are funded by the CIA, and they are some of those scams that you get, those phone call scams. Like I had so many scam phone calls over the past so many years that I lost track of how many scams. I mean, it was like all, you know, trying to sell me this, or trying to scam me on this, or like fake collection calls for stuff that I already paid off. Or, I mean, they were always trying to scam me on something. And so I had to just block them. I mean, there's, and, you know, most people have had some kind of scam, and that's coming from right here, this place right here. They're called fusion centers. Okay, and there's a lot of collection companies that they figured out are actually fake collection companies and they've been banned by the Federal Trade Commission, I think now. I have a whole list that I was sent of collection companies that are actually banned. So, and I do have that list. But, and then it involves directed energy weapons. So there's Raytheon technology is involved, and they can hit you with an energy weapon. So one time I was driving my car into Aberdeen, and my car got hit by an energy weapon, and I'm just driving, and all of a sudden my car just went and just completely shut down, completely stalled, just in the middle of driving, like no signs or symptoms at all. And it had been hit by an energy weapon. And it took out a whole power module. So I don't know how these things work, but these are real. And you have some people that you can look. I'll put a link underneath this, but some people are experiencing these energy weapons to their head, and they're designed to kill you. They're designed to kill you because you're a targeted individual. Now, I by the grace of God, I haven't had those type of things happen to me that I know of, like where it's been, you know, too much. I mean, I've noticed something, you know, I mean, but some people, you have some people that, like, they're getting hit in the middle of the night and they can't sleep, and it makes them, I mean, they feel like they're getting microwaved. I mean, these are very satanic. This is a very satanic agenda. They're going after certain Christians if they think you're a threat. This is a Luciferian Antichrist agenda. They're trying to kill off certain bloodlines and you know, people that are a threat to them in any way. Like I was a whistleblower, and I'm also in a certain bloodline. too. So I've just been extremely targeted for years now. So and then in Europe, it's called the TIDE database, the Targeted Individuals Europe and Asia, and they put you on like a terrorist watch list. You know, so then, you know, like everywhere you go, you know, airports or whatever, they're watching you like you're some kind of terrorist. And it's the opposite. The CIA are the terrorists. And, you know, this is what this, you know, I didn't know much about it when I first became a whistleblower, but now I'm figuring out who the agencies are exactly that have been after me all these years. And I believe that the Kennedys were also targeted by this same group. And I believe, I happen to believe that Juan O Savin is John F. Kennedy. I do believe that he is. I don't know that for sure, but I believe that he is because I believe that he had every reason to believe that he was probably going to be targeted next because, you know, for some of the newer generation that doesn't know the story of the Kennedys, I'm going to remind you of all the people that died in his bloodline here. So you have, of course, John F. Kennedy. Assassination on the 35th president. That was John F. Kennedy Jr.'s dad, of course, and that was November 22nd, 1963. And then you had Robert F. Kennedy that tried running for president after him. Sorry, my phone. You had Robert F. Kennedy that tried that was running for president after him, and he was shot on June 5th, 1968. Then you had Joseph Kennedy, oldest of the Kennedy siblings. Joseph was a Navy pilot during World War II. He flew numerous combat missions, but perished in a mysterious in-flight explosion in 1944. You didn't even, you know, some people don't even know about some of these other ones. Then you had Kathleen Kennedy, reportedly killed in a plane crash, May 13th, 1948. David Kennedy, found dead in a Palm Beach, Florida room in 1984. He was like the son of one of them. Michael Kennedy, I believe he was in some kind of political office, and he was died in a skiing accident in 1997, even though he was an expert skier. Then you had somebody named Soros Kennedy Hill, the granddaughter that was found dead. And, you know, and a lot of these are very mysterious. And then, of course, you had JFK Jr. that, you know, apparently died in a plane crash in 1999. So, you know, if I had this many people die in my bloodline, I would probably be thinking that I would probably be next. You know, and that's what I'm thinking, because there was you know, a lot of people for years. People were talking about, you know, another Kennedy died, and I always wondered, you know, what is this about? Well, I think there's a lot we don't understand about the Kennedy bloodline. But I think it was the Illuminati. It's the same people that are part of this targeted individual program. It's these Illuminati people and the Rothschilds, Rockefellers. And I believe they were the ones targeting his entire bloodline. And so I believe what he did is, I believe he faked his death. I do. I mean, I don't have any evidence for sure of what I'm saying. I'm just telling you that I believe that this, you know, maybe why, you know, when you have this many people die, so that's 22 years ago. So I believe he's probably been behind the scene trying to see what he could do to save this country and save this from happening again. That's what I believe. And him and Trump were friends. years ago and have been. So that's why I believe it's Juan O Savin, and I think that he's just been hiding his identity until he feels that people are ready to learn the truth. And that's my beliefs that are, you know, they're going on. But you know, and like I said, I think they're waiting. You know, it can only take action when people understand why they're taking the action. Otherwise, it would seem just like really weird to the general public what's going on and why are this, you know. So what you can do, your part is continue, you know, forwarding videos and explaining to people and the truth and getting more people to wake up so we can actually take more action sooner. You know, it's a level of, the fight is the level of consciousness, because people have been lied to, and there's like mind control going on through LCD screens and things like that, where they can, you know, it's just, there's so much against us. But, and then, you know, I mean, anything you can do to help bring out the truth, forward my channel, forward other truthers' channels that are, you know, like, because I mean, this is hard to do these videos. It takes a lot. It takes a lot of research. It takes a lot of effort, and nobody's getting paid. Like, it's all just by donation. So I mean, I don't, you know, anybody that has anything bad to say about some of these people that are trying to put out the truth, you must think that like we're getting paid to do this. It's just, it's all donation. You know, I'm like, I'm not, you know, I'm not getting paid to do this. You know, I have, if somebody wants to contact me, I have in the down arrow my contact information of where you can reach me, you know, and send me anything, or a card or a note or a donation or whatever you want to do. But I mean, nobody's getting paid to do these videos. So that's why it's so frustrating when you have certain trolls on there that try to put you down, and you're the one trying to put out the truths. And you know, it's not even you know, I'm not even, you know, I get flack for putting certain videos out, and here I am just trying to help save my country. I don't need any flack. I almost lost my life just trying to report a crime at a military base. I don't need any more flack than I already got. And I think I've done way more than my part, way more to try to save my country than the average person, and I certainly don't need flack. And you know, I need all the help that I can get, and this country needs all the help that we can get. So just wanted to do this video tonight, and hopefully help bring people's level of consciousness up and explain, you know, because I am evidence that there is a targeted individual program. I believe this is the same thing that happened at JFK. It's real. It's a real program. You can see other people talking about it now. There's other YouTube channels talking about targeted individual programs. There's a group that has gotten together, and they're like a support group helping each other, because they're all targeted people getting like microwaved and having gang stalking happen to them, where they, you know, they'll set up an accident just to cause you to get in an accident. You know, they'll purposely, these guys, they'll do stuff like that too. They'll set up like an accident, set up set something up so you purposely get in an accident, and they'll cause you to get in an accident. And that's gang stalking. That's spying, different things. I mean, this is just a horribly demonic program, and there's not that many people that have figured out exactly, you know, now that I'm seeing these charts and I'm realizing that there's an actual program now, it's making sense why, you know, who's been after me. Okay, so anyway, all right, thank you.